President, the jury, and all officers present. Mr. Austin, you're still under oath. Mr. Levine, you may continue.
We can continue to, as long as we can play, Your Honor.
Very good.
Right.
I don't want to. Oh yeah, that happened. And you
Yeah.
say yes, and I just say yes.
Right, I want to know,
I don't want to do that.
if you could do it in your words, just kind of walk us through when he picked you up maybe, and then we can go back. So that from your words, you can kind of tell us, and you know what we're asking you is the conversation about the planning, and who was involved in it, and how you knew things.
I knew things mostly from Baker.
Okay, and if you could just go through it then. But you also said Birdsong was on the phone, and giving...
I did. But in that sense, that was more coaching. Because again, I was on a need to know. So when they talked about...
What do you mean by need to know? We're only telling you parts.
They're only telling me like parts like I've never talked to her. Other than meeting her, hi, I'm cool, this is what I do.
Right.
And you went through the racquetball thing. Like I said, I would be into myself, but I don't know what's going on at this time.
When the
But when he picked me up, that's what you want to know, right?
well, the line that she was just asking, kind of in your own words, how it played out.
Picked up, I'm going to go back to the house, I'm going to chill.
This is Baker's apartment?
Yes.
Do you remember the address of the street?
No.
Does the street Independence ring a bell?
Yes. By a gas station.
Okay.
I'm a landmark person, so I don't know if that helps you.
I know exactly the gas station you're talking about.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You want to chill, wait, and then he went to the store, he bought a knife,
Which store?
a Walmart. I remember a Walmart.
Did you go with?
I did.
Did you go with him?
In the store?
Yeah.
I did.
What kind of knife?
A little, what do they call it?
Folding knife?
Folding knife. Folding knife.
What do you mean one? Was there more than one?
Yeah, he already had one. He's like a little weapons collector person.
But the knife that was bought at Walmart with you present to use for the murder is what kind of knife?
I want to use long term, I believe it's a hunting knife.
Hunting knife. Let me just stop you for a second. Just quickly, and I'm going to go out of order. Number 6. Sit at number 6. Do you recognize this knife?
Yes. Yes.
Is this the knife the two of you bought, or is this the knife Baker already had? The folding knife.
I think that's the one.
This is the knife he bought with you
I think so.
at Walmart.
Yes.
So you would call this not a folding knife, you would call this a hunting knife?
Well, it technically is a folding knife, but it's folding into itself.
But you call it a hunting knife.
No, I would call it a folding knife because you kind of move it to the side.
But you use the hunting knife, and so I just want to make sure we're talking about the same knife.
That's the knife, yeah.
You only bought one knife with him, or did you buy more than one knife with him?
I think there were 2 knives.
You bought 2 knives that night.
I think so, yes.
What was the other knife?
It was, I think that one was like one that went into like a
that the one that you were referring to as a hunting knife?
Yes.
And was the idea that each of you were going to have a knife on you when you went to this scene?
Yes.
But you had told us just a little while ago that Baker and Al wanted you to go in and do the murder alone.
Yes.
What changed, and when did that change?
It takes me to the day I got there that night.
You go into Walmart with them.
I got it.
Okay, good. Do it in your order. We'll go back.
That was already the Walmart. We went there, did that, came back to the house. And he was, I believe he was either texting her or call. Baker was either texting Monica or call.
How do you know
I
that?
believe it was a text, so I don't think I saw him on the phone. And he said he's going to send her to the store. He's going to send him to the store. She's going to send him to the store.
Baker said this.
Baker informed me that Monica is going to send her husband to the store to get some stuff. And he said, we're going to meet him there. He said, I want you to go out and look for a blue pickup truck.
Blue?
I think it was blue. Blue or black. It was a dark colored pickup truck.
Okay.
And I went and saw it, and I went back to the car. He said, you didn't do it? I said, no.
Did you see him?
I caught a glance at him, yes.
Do you know what he looks like?
Not really. I didn't have my glasses on.
Did anybody show you or send you a photo of him ahead of time so you would know who you were looking for?
He showed me a picture.
Who did?
Baker did.
Of the person you're supposed to kill?
Yes.
When did he show you that photo?
I think the night I got there,
That was the first time.
to my knowledge, yes, that I can recall.
Did he tell you his name? Did you know his name ahead of time?
No. He told me, he said, you don't know this motherfucker.
He said what?
He said, you don't know this motherfucker.
You don't know this motherfucker.
That's what he told me.
When did he show you the picture of the person he wanted you to kill?
I want to say the night after, before we went to the store to see if he was alone.
The night that you came in.
Yeah, that Monica sent him to the store.
Did you go with Baker to the store? You said you went looking for the truck.
Yeah, he parked and he told me to get out. And I said, okay. Now again, I don't have my glasses on, so I don't.
Where did they park?
On the other side of the store.
What store?
Don't recall the name of the store, but it wasn't too far from the house.
Supermarket? Drugstore? What kind of store?
Grocery store. I said, what's popular here? Ralph's is popular here, right? Is it Ralph? There's many of them. There was a grocery store.
And he stayed in the lot?
He stayed in the car.
And what are you wearing when you go in?
Dark clothes that I can remember.
Well, gave them to you. You didn't go in. Did you say you went in for it?
No, I didn't go in. It's kind of like,
Lurked out front?
from what I remember walking through, like a, shopping center. Like a shopping center.
Okay.
And it was like a grocery store on the other side. So people,
Busy?
it was good.
What time of night?
Pretty, kind of late. What do you consider late?
Well, that's not right.
Was it dark out or it was dark?
Was the plan that you were going to do something in the parking lot?
They wanted to.
Okay. Who's they?
Baker and Monica.
How do you know that?
Because Baker told me that Monica could send them to the store so we can get them there.
I'm going to show you number 7. Were you shown a photo of that guy by Baker so you would know who to look for?
Yes.
Is that Fabio Sementilli, the guy you were supposed to kill?
Yes.
Why did they want you to do it? You never asked? Like, why me? Why not you, Baker?
Let me tell you what I believe is like, because I wasn't from here.
Did they say anything about that? Did they say no one knows you out here?
Baker said, no, you're not known out here. You don't have a record. It's in and out, and I won't let anything happen to you. Trust me. And I trust it.
And so what happened at that store that night?
I didn't do it.
Why?
I got back in the car and said, I can't do it.
Because you were afraid? Is that a yes?
Yes.
And so then what happened?
She said, don't worry about it. And then we went back to the house. And at that point, I was like, cool. I'm somebody else. I don't want to do this for you. And I went to had no sleep. And in my mind, it's over. It's done. That's it.
Next day?
Next day, wake up, I'm chilling, watching TV.
You're not freaked out that like the night before these people were trying to get you to commit a murder? Is anything I watching too?
I am, Beth, but like I try to bring that down. Don't freak out. You know, you're about to leave soon. It's only in a couple days. Baker's gonna say, all right, get it. We're gonna go down to Hollywood. We're gonna eat Roscoe's. We're gonna get back to what we used to do. Just kind of chill. Like, sorry, I actually do that. Don't worry about it. That's what we're going through my mind. Because we said, trust me. The day it happened, he's like, what if I go with you? I was like, I don't want to go. He said, I need you to go with me. I said, okay, foolishly. And I was in there for a while, and I was trying to figure out, like, how can I get out of here? I arrived at the airport.
And do you go with Baker that morning when he leaves?
Leave where?
The apartment. Because remember you talked.
I was at his apartment most of the day.
And did he leave for certain periods of time?
When I woke up, he was gone. I was going to went to the store or something like that. Common.
And when Baker picked you up at the airport on the 22nd, do you remember what vehicle he was driving?
I was showing pictures, so I know now. It's like a little Nissan.
I'm talking about the day of that he picked you up at LAX. Do you remember what he was driving that day?
The day he picked me up, it was like a little Nissan or something like that.
Is it possible that the Nissan was a car that he didn't get until the day of the murder? Do you remember? Okay.
Wait. You said take
When he picked you up at LAX on January 22nd, the night that you were supposed to go kill Fabio, after the two of you went to Walgreens and purchased 2 knives. Do you remember what car he picked you up from the airport in?
he was a Nissan Expedition.
Quick question, are we going to take a lunch recess?
Yes.
I thought...
Is now a good time? Is that your interest?
Now's a good time.
Absolutely.
And I can, now's a good time, maybe.
Okay. How long do y'all want? Do we want to go on the record still? You can go off the record because we're talking about lunch now. It's 12:44. All right. It's 1:44. I think everybody's had 44. Everybody's had an opportunity to get perhaps something to eat and drink. Mr. Austin, have you been able to have something to drink and get something to eat?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you ready to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Heather, do you want to back up a little bit? All right, so going back to the conversation when this first started.
Let me just say for the record that I bought lunch for Mr. Austin from Senior Fish down the street, so there's no speculation about his lunch. We can proceed.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, so back to the conversation. The best you can remember when it first started, right? If you remember, was it Baker that came up and started this whole idea? Was it Birdsong? Were they together? If you remember how it first started, that there was a conversation about this.
They were together.
In person?
Yeah.
Okay, where did you see him? Do you remember?
When I went to Vegas.
Okay, when was that?
A few months.
Was it the time that we talked about before when you got that ticket at the Aria? Was it that trip?
Yes.
Okay. So that was July of 2016. 2016, does that sound right?
It was hot, yeah.
Okay. So, good.
The one where you talked about the cat fraternity.
The Q-Dog, she was with the Q-Dog, and Buddy went to school with, I was kind of looking at
That's the
it.
time frame you're talking
I
about.
believe so, around that time.
So before that, you don't recall any conversations about Monica's husband and doing anything to him? There was nothing
No.
talked about before that?
No.
When you went to Vegas, did you know that you're going to talk about that kind of stuff?
No.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. So when you got to, we can jump into, when you went to Vegas, what, you were going for what?
Then the person that he wanted, I hadn't seen him in a while, I just come hang out.
Okay. So when you started then with Baker, he picked you up, you drove to Vegas, and then you met Birdsong there.
Yeah.
At his house or was that at the hotel?
I think it was at a house.
And then how did this conversation evolve about Monica and her husband?
He said that he was messing with somebody, and my mom, my guy, whatever.
You're talking about Baker?
Yeah.
Okay.
He always messing with somebody.
Okay.
That I can't remember. They started just talking about, like, yo, she's got money, da-da-da. I was like, oh, dang. I think I made, like, a stupid comment. I'm like, no, you must have hit it again. He was like, you know, he was like, trying. That I can recall, like, how conversations would be.
Yeah.
And then I walked away or something like that. They always talk in secret.
Who's they?
Mr. Birdsong and Baker.
Like code words or something?
No, they just
Oh.
closed doors. Like, they were both government officials, so like, government official, like I'm not a government official, so it's not my business.
Baker was a government official?
He told me he was an MP
Years ago.
years ago.
So were you at, you might just answer this, were you at Birdsong's house?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so how did the conversation then come up about Monica and her husband?
The husband piece, I don't recall, but I just recall him saying, like, I'm messing with somebody, but I'm introduced you one day. I'm like, oh, okay.
Now, at that moment, did you know that she was in Vegas at the same time?
No.
That whole trip then, did you find out she was in Vegas at some point?
No, I don't think, I don't really remember that.
Okay. So how did it come up then? Was that the first time you had a conversation just about Monica and her husband or about, doing something to her husband?
That was, I think, a few nights later, I think just before I left, they were like talking about it, drinking beers, like, yo, you might have a job for you.
Okay, that's
That's how it kind of come up for
Who
me.
said they might have a job?
Baker.
And then how did that conversation go? Kind of walk us through what you can best remember. And who said what?
I was in and out of the house,
Okay.
so I want to put that on the record. But when I came back out, drinking, he's like, you could do this. I was like, do what? I was like, they said nothing. I was like, oh, okay. I kept drinking my beer at the time. And then what I can recall was like, she don't like him. I was like, and again, I'm quiet. For context, speak when spoken to Southern. I don't really interrupt like
What
that.
does she don't like him mean? What did they say about that?
To my knowledge, she don't like him, meaning like she doesn't like the man she's with right now.
And did someone say that to you?
Baker.
Baker said that,
Not to me,
but in front of you.
in front of me.
At this point, you had never met her.
No.
You knew of her name, just from Baker, that's it, just Monica.
I'm not lying. When you mentioned her name, that's when her name came back up. I forgot her name.
Okay.
Just like up there, there's a lot of people I forgot that he introduced me to. Excuse me.
But you knew who he was talking about with Birdsong. You knew it was Monica then, when he's talking about her, and she don't like him.
After it kind of clicked
Okay.
that this is a person that they were talking about in Vegas, to my knowledge.
That's Baker and Birdsong we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay. So now you know they're trying to get you maybe involved
In some way, shape, or
in
form.
some way. Did you ask any questions then?
No.
Did the conversation go any further at that point?
No.
Okay, so it kind of just ended with, there's no planning, no talking about anything.
No. Not to my knowledge, no. typically how anything, when I worked for him, was like, hey, son, you do something for me. I really asked. Other than, what's up? Like, I'll let you know. And then that's how it happens. It's like, I'll let you know. And so I was like, okay. Then I go on about my married little way.
And then the rest of your trip in Vegas, then, you didn't see any females with Baker that you would have thought was this Monica person or anything like that?
I don't know about that.
Journey on the Vegas?
Yeah, if I were to tell you that we were able to put your phone, Baker's phone, and Monica's phone all together at the Aria in July of 2016, how would you be able to explain that?
I rode with Baker to the Aria. Said, come take a ride with me. And I went.
Do you remember doing that?
I remember riding with him to the Aria. When you asked me about it, I was like, have I been to this? I've been to Vegas like 3 times.
And this is in July of 2016.
Yes.
And did Baker, during this trip, mention to you or to Al in front of you that Monica and Fabio were also there at the Aria?
Oh. No. But I do remember being at that hotel and casinos, and I remember standing around.
Because you said you got valet tickets.
It's like a valet card thingy. Kind of puts like money for the slot machine, but how they work it.
Did you also withdraw some money at the Aria?
I think so, yeah.
How did you and Baker get to Vegas? Did you fly in initially to LAX and then drive
We drove.
from LAX or from Baker's?
Yeah.
And did you drive in a rental vehicle, in Baker's Expedition? Do you recall?
I think we could get my thing. It was the last of it. We probably could
We're going to show you a picture. So you flew in. Did Baker again give you the money for the ticket to come into LAX?
I think so. I think he bought it. He had all my information. So I'm going to buy your ticket.
Would you ever have purchased your own ticket to come to LAX?
If I had, the finances, sure, I'd come to LA, buy it myself.
Do you remember ever doing that when you went to Vegas, or did you know Baker sent you the money for this July 2016 trip?
I think I might have bought the ticket
Okay.
to come see him.
Showing you Exhibit 8. Is this the Mustang that you're referring to? It's a red Mustang.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize, by the way, this parking garage? It's the parking garage where Baker was living when you went to stay with him, not only in 2016, but again right before the murder in 2017? January?
Yes, ma'am.
So you don't recall ever running into or having any conversations or meeting Monica at all in Las Vegas in 2016?
I don't recall, but I might have.
So you could have.
I could have.
Okay, so as far as that trip, then you drove back with Baker, then you drove back to LA, and then flew back to Alaska?
Yes.
Okay. So that initial conversation, you heard part of them talking something about her not liking, this woman not liking her husband. How did it, when's the next time it came up that there started being conversations between you and Birdsong and Baker?
I gotta go back to 2016, right? I was working on might have came up in like a phone conversation. You would call, say, remember, I think I did meet her in Vegas. You remember that?
You did meet her.
I think I did
Where?
in Vegas.
Where?
I think at the hotel.
Do you remember anything about it at all?
No. I don't even remember the Aria Hotel other than the little car and the Aria Hotel. That is Aria Hotel.
And what did you guys do together, the three of you?
I remember standing. We probably would have ate TV, so
Was Birdsong with you guys? If you remember. Or do you think it was just
I think so.
Rob and Monica?
I think it was just me and Rob. I think it was just me and Baker. I think Birdsong stayed at the house.
So is that the one on Timberline?
Yes, ma'am.
And does she have a daughter that you knew?
Yes.
What's her name? Jamie? Could it be Jenny?
Who?
His daughter?
Who's talking?
Al Birdsong.
Jamie.
Jamie. How many times would you say you stayed with Al Birdsong in Las Vegas over the years? A dozen? More?
Just when I visited, so if it was a 4-day trip, that's where I was at for 3 nights.
So how many times?
Maybe 8.
Total, over all these years?
Yeah, maybe about 8.
And you're still in contact with Al we talked about this morning? You're still in contact with Al Birdsong?
Not now.
Yes, but before you were arrested,
Prior, yes.
right? And he now lives where?
It's my understanding he lives in Texas, I believe.
And when would you say the last time you spoke with him was?
A few weeks before I got arrested. We talked about, like, I think it was like a business opportunity he wanted me to get involved in. Like, all you gotta do is pay like $90 a month. But I told him, I was like, listen, my finances are tight due to a bad business deal with a friend, a former friend, and I'm in debt, you know, a lot of money, so I gotta work to pay that off.
Did you guys talk about this murder after the murder?
No.
Never.
After,
Yes.
so in 2017,
Yes.
yes.
So tell us about, in 2017, after the murder, what your conversations were with Al Birdsong.
He told me not to say anything. He said, don't say nothing. I know how this works. You get a lawyer immediately. And, you know, powerful women.
Powerful what?
Powerful women frighten me. So, you know, I listened to that when I talked to her. When I saw Heather, I was like, oh, no,
Anyway,
I'm not playing with her.
So, but did the two of you discuss, like, what had happened during the murder?
He knew about it.
What did you discuss with him?
He told me, don't say anything to nobody, keep yourself together.
What did you tell
Get a
him?
passport. I just said, okay.
He told you to get a passport?
Told me to get a passport. And don't say anything. If everything goes through, Baker's going to send for you.
What does that mean?
Fly me out of Alaska. That's how I interpreted it.
And send you where?
I have no clue.
But at that
I didn't
time,
say.
you were already hooked up with Chloe. So
Barely. Yeah.
you it would have included her.
No.
So you would have left Chloe and gone alone somewhere.
Yeah.
Is that yes?
He asked me if he can share the topics with you guys. I said yes. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
After that had happened, I didn't anticipate being with Chloe anymore because I didn't anticipate being alive because I had planned to kill myself because it's lack of spark. And I was just planning to do that.
Why?
I was ashamed of what I had done, and because of what I participated in, I didn't want to be alive anymore, so I planned numerous ways to get rid of myself so that nobody could ever miss me or it was very dark.
Did you communicate with Al Birdsong through phone calls, emails, messaging apps, burner phones?
Phone calls and a burner phone at one point.
The same burner phone you used with Baker?
Yes.
And what, if anything, did Al Birdsong you about before the murder about how to go about committing the murder, if he said anything at all about that.
Oh, I was in the room.
So this is in Vegas?
No. It was in Vegas. And we were in the room, one of his rooms, and they were talking about how would you do it, and he said, you know, you start run up on somebody, and you gotta hit them in the neck, quick.
Why on the neck?
I heard the word jugular.
From who?
I want to say Baker, with Birdsong and Baker. So yeah, that's the best way to do it.
And this is when you guys were talking about the fact that you were going to kill Monica's husband at some point.
Yes.
And this was happening in what month?
They didn't say when.
When was this conversation?
When I was in Vegas.
July?
In July.
So this is the time when you met Monica in July in Vegas?
Like I said, yes, I probably met her, but I just don't remember meeting her in Vegas.
But then you just told us a few minutes ago you think you did.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah. So something jogged your memory because you said, oh wait, I did. You said Baker called you. I asked you when the next time it is after Vegas that you talked about Monica and her husband and maybe a plan, and that seemed to jog your memory. And you said, you know what, I did meet her. Is
I think I did meet her.
that jogged your memory? Is that what it was?
Yeah, but because I had met so many people, she was just another person. And when I say just another person, I don't mean that in like a disregard for people. I'm like, okay, this is somebody that I met that he's probably, you know, interested in working a deal with.
Had you already met her before at the gym, before this date? Or was the time that you told us about earlier after?
I don't think so. I think now the gym is like, do you remember her, right? It's like, yeah. And I think we played a couple games of racquetball together. Said, I want to see my teaching. I was like, okay. Because he taught me how to play years ago.
Baker?
Yes,
So the gym you think was the second time you met her?
I think so.
When was it that you went to her house?
Probably later that night or the next night.
Night of what?
I don't remember the night, but I know it was dark.
You mean the time that you went and met her at the gym? What year were we talking about when you first went to Monica's house?
The 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
You went to Monica's house with Baker.
Yes.
Would that have been the first, second, or third time you met her?
How do you, like, I'm confused. How do you like, meet her? Like,
So you said you believe you met her first in Las Vegas in 2016.
as a brief interaction, probably, yes.
Met is met.
Met is met.
I'm not asking you for how long. You said you met her also at LA Fitness where you played racquetball with her.
Yes. Yeah. So probably either that night after racquetball or the next night we went to her house.
Who went?
Baker took me over.
And when you went to Monica's house, who was home?
Monica,
Alone?
to my knowledge, yes.
Did you see anybody else?
No, I did
Any
not.
cars in the driveway?
No, I did not.
Did Baker tell you why you were going to Monica's house?
No.
And what happened when you got to Monica's house?
She had some pizza. I ate some pizza.
She made it or ordered it?
Ordered it.
Okay.
Domino's.
Okay.
Ate a couple slices of pizza. They talked about racquetball. She showed me the back patio.
Why did she show you the back patio?
I assumed she was just showing me her house.
Did she tell you that that's the location where her husband would hang out all the time?
No, she said this is where we hang out all the time.
Did anybody ever tell you, Baker, Monica, anybody else, that Fabio, at any time, would always hang out on the back patio?
Baker told after, I don't know how long I was there because I fell asleep. Okay.
At Monica's house?
On the couch, yeah. But after we, Baker tapped me and said, hey, let's go. I said, okay. shook it off from there. I did okay.
But this is after Las Vegas, so you already knew that there was a plan that to kill.
Now I know. Yeah.
So at the time he tells you, you already knew that, the
Yeah.
plan, okay.
I'm gonna go back to what I was asking, if you can help me. You did Vegas, okay? You know, you said you got a jog of a memory that you had met her. And again, just met, maybe saw her in Vegas. If you remember, do you think it's after you saw her that you went back and then you started having this conversation about when Birdsong was giving kind of direction on how to do it? Was it after you saw her? So that's how you knew who they were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. And then was Birdsong also giving you like any like, it seemed like they were leading the plan. Was it Baker or Birdsong?
I believe they were kind of working together.
Okay.
And they're both former government, so again.
Well, I hope government people don't plan that.
They were talking amongst each other how to do it.
Yeah.
In
And
front
I
of you?
remember, yeah,
Like what?
like he could probably do it. He's fascinated. Like, what do you mean? And then they started, you know,
Were they talking about how to do it?
how to do it.
Like how did they say like, I mean, let's check first weapons. Are they talking how, whether it be shooting, knife, gun?
First time I was like beat up, and then they was like, maybe you could sneak in while he's sleeping. Okay, Monica can leave. You can tie him up and do it. Then
And at this point, did it sound like from what they were saying that Monica was in on this as well?
it seemed that way, yeah.
Why?
Just because it's like how, but not how the conversation, but how they were going. Like they were on the phone a lot.
Okay, did you hear him talking to them or just
And
texting?
texting.
And did you think he was texting Monica? Or the woman at this point?
I think so.
But I guess
But I
that's
don't-
why.
What do you mean?
Like, why do you think that she was in on it and he was maybe communicating with her?
Probably because they were messing with each other.
But was he like responding to texts and saying, oh, and you can do this, oh, he won't be home at this time? Did he seem like he was referencing his phone while he
The
was
day
talking?
of, I can.
Okay.
If you're going.
We'll get there.
Okay, so where are you?
We're still in Vegas.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know about that,
Okay.
but it just, if
Okay.
they were talking about it, it seemed like that would be good.
Okay.
She would be the person why, so she knew the information.
And when you first met Monica in Vegas during that 26.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to adjourn until tomorrow at 9 a.m. As always, the evidence identifies. You must discuss this case among yourselves or with anyone else. Or the former express an opinion of the process when it's submitted to you. Go ahead and leave your transcripts on your seat or in front of you. Have a good evening. Tomorrow will be the last day for a while for all of us. Have a good evening. See you tomorrow at 9.